I don't want to go through life being a Wonder Wheel murderer.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome back to another Collectible Past hosted by Three Guineas, even though I can't seem to find that original intro to be able to correct it yet, Trina. I swear I am looking for it. One day I will find it. I've got the best guinea pigs possible on the case. We will get to the bottom of this, but what's going on, everybody? How's it going, y'all?
Hello. Not bad, not
well.
bad. We're hanging in there.
Yep.
We're kicking and punching. I think I need to get She-Hulk's legs to wrap around this guinea pig's head as well.
and how's it going over there, Steve?
Doing quite well. Only at 87% hatred today, which is pretty good.
Only that much hatred. And what's going on to everybody in the chat? It's good to see you all. I see Keely Chow had popped in first. What's up, Keely? Underrated Destroyer also in the house. What's up? There's one of my BattleBot fans, man. I appreciate it, man. We put in a lot of work with those BattleBots. They're either breaking down all the time or we're trying to figure out the best matches or the best way to upgrade them. So there's a lot of work involved in those things.
And one of them keeps losing by design.
Steve, wait till you see the new and improved version of Viking. You will be happy. What's going on? Time, Prophet. Good to see you. Chaos is also in the house, guys. Be sure to share the links out there because the pigs were last minute scrambling to get everything together for the show. So I didn't even have a chance to promote this one, really. So it kind of is what it is. King of Squibs. What up, Squid? Live BattleBots. We will be doing live BattleBots again. I'm actually working on the lead-in for what's going to be the live final championship event. We are actually in the process of finishing that stuff off now. We had a lot of problems in the process of it, though, where a lot of bots were breaking right before we were getting ready to start filming all the lead-ups to it. So there's been a lot of work going on over here. You know, it seems like we've just been slacking all that stuff, but we have been working hard to get everything going. And right now, we pretty much have everything fine-tuned and running up to snuff. The BattleBot videos are glorious. They are a lot of fun. And BattleBots need to be more dangerous. If they get any more dangerous, I'm going to be breaking everything, including myself. Squibs is hailing the panel. Thank you guys for being here. Hey, TJ Ronnie G, what up, man? How you doing? I want to get into something, a new toy that I just picked up. And then from all the reports that I've seen from all these other people talking about, this one is not actually supposed to release until Friday. But I picked it up the other day. Completely glorious figure. So I finally got this one out of the package today and took a good look at it. And then I filmed a review. So we got the short that we're going to be running live for the first time right here. And then I'll be putting together a full-length video for it. But this thing, oh, man, it just hits all the right notes for me. So without further ado, let's take a look what I just picked up.
Everybody, what's going on? We are here with Rorschach, a superhero pig, who already required a bribe to be able to do this video. Oh, Rorschach, you are such a butt nugget. But guys, I have another exciting one. This one just came out recently. I am so happy that I was able to pick this one up from NECA in conjunction with Nickelodeon, part of Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle line. We got Splinter. Here we go with Master Splinter right out of the package. Really nice. He's got some soft goods on here as far as his little gi. And look at the detail in that face. Like, absolutely amazing. So much like the comic. They really nailed it. Here we got Splinter in a little bit of an action pose. I used a couple of the different hands. He does come with 2 extra set of hands. Also comes with his cane. And like I said, a fair amount of articulation. Also comes with this little awesome Mouser droid. The Mouser droid does have a little bit of movement in here as well. Look at that. The legs move all the way around and in and out. And the mouth opens and closes, and there is some really good detail on the inside of that mouth there. This is extremely well done for an add-on for this figure. again, showing off some of that articulation, full sitting pose, and he comes with 4 baby turtles. What is not to like about this set? Of course, he also comes with a few more accessories. He comes with a teapot, a teacup. He comes with one of the little alien guys that he runs into that are part of the TCR lab, and of course, the broken canister of ooze. And as the last extra, we get Splinter as he is a small rat training with his master, as you see in the original comic. Anyway, guys, you got my opinion on this one. This is an absolute win for NECA. I don't think they could have done this one any better.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a half shell.
Absolutely amazing. It's an absolutely amazing figure. Oh yeah, and Underage Destroyer, not crying. Not crying. I actually did a video on Utrom. It's one of the alien guys that's in the original comics. So in the original comics, they actually run into these alien race guys before you ever see what is Krang in the later cartoons. And does his tail move? Yes, it does move. So what they actually have is they actually have a wire in the tail, so you can position it anywhere you want it. They really hit all the right notes with this figure. Everything about it is perfect, from all the movement and all the joints down to the gi to all the accessories. There's not one missed accessory in there. I mean, if they were going to include anything else, maybe the coffee can that he originally scoops the turtles up with in the sewer after they fall down the manhole cover with the ooze, maybe. But I don't think it's needed with everything else that's in this one. So, I mean, what do you guys think about this one? I am thoroughly impressed with it.
Oh, it was jaw-dropping. I freaking love that thing, man. When I first saw it, when you first showed it, I was like, holy shit. Like, I wish I was kind of collecting them, but part of me is kind of happy that I didn't, because it's too much money and there's too many figures at this point. Because I got hooked onto other NECA shit, and it's a problem. But Trina, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say, sorry to interrupt. I thought you were done talking.
That's okay.
I was just gonna say, that figure is awesome. I wish I was a fan of this, although maybe I'm glad I wasn't a fan. Like, I never got into the series, because that would be just another line of toys that I would have to get. But yeah, that is really impressive.
We had the same train of thought there.
Okay. Well, I'm going to add something else in here. So my wife told me not to mention this, but I'm going to mention it anyway. So she likes turtles, obviously, because we got an Eastern box turtle, and then we got that big spurred sulcata turtle outside, or tortoise outside. So she's seen the baby turtles that were in this set, and she wanted to steal them.
Nice.
And you know what? Here's the thing with NECA, with all the detail that they did on this one. So not only is the top of the little baby turtles done too, along with the figure, with Splinter, like all the detail that they did to make it look just like the pages of comic book. But the baby turtles, even the undershell, their undershell is all done up. Like, they did not miss detailing anywhere on this damn figure or the accessories. Just wow. I mean, I was blown out of the park with this. Yeah, I know, Underrated Destroyer. It's the same race as Krang, but this one's not Krang. That's the only difference.
It's Krang?
It's the same race that Krang is from.
I heard racist.
No, those are the guys on Twitter. Time Prophet says he still has 2 turtle movies on VHS. Nice. Saint Floyd of Fentanyl is here. What's going on? Keep those guns pointed in a safe direction at all time. I pistol whipped a small child for all my ninja soldiers. Oh, Jesus. Woo. Saint Floyd, what are you doing?
You take my breath away.
Oh, man, absolutely incredible, though. They did have a couple more at the time, and I wanted to get all 3, but I didn't have that kind of money at the time. So they had a battle damage shredder, which it looked good, but I think he is the least out of the 3. And then they also had an ultimate foot ninja. So the foot soldier, he came with like 3 different heads, came with all these different types of weapons and everything. Like, it's a huge opening, like a box lid piece for it. I mean, it's truly astounding looking for the price. The Splinter one I felt was the best, especially when I took a closer look and I seen the turtles in the background. And I was like, wow, okay, all right, I'm sold on this now. It was slightly pricier than the normal by $5, so it was $39 instead of the $34 that they normally are. But I think with all the stuff that they included with this, it does justify the price.
Sweet.
You know, back in the 80s, though, if kids had like pet turtles and stuff, how many kids do you think actually covered their pet turtles in goo just to try to turn them into ninjas?
Yeah, that's probably a thing.
There was a lot of toys that came with that type of shit.
And then, you know, they couldn't read, so they dumped the turtles in acid instead
Oh,
and started crying.
wait. How would a kid get acid? Come on.
I don't know.
This must be a Norwegian thing.
I guess so. There's a lot of just like, you know, acid laying around in Norway. And,
Yeah.
in farms. It's just, there's buckets of acid everywhere just in case.
Well, now we know why so many Norwegians have full beards. I mean, we've seen it in the thing. They all got full beards. They're hiding all the acid they were throwing on each other as kids.
Yeah. Yeah, you're supposed to mix like acid into snowballs and stuff for extra fun.
When we were a kid, we would just take like the icicles that fell off the houses and stuff and stick it inside the snowballs and have a snowball fight. That's
You can put rocks in them too.
Oh yeah, of course. They look heavier, so they fly better.
I thought for sure Steve was going to say he put dog poop in them.
Oh, yeah. I've done that. No, it wasn't dog poop. It was my friend's poop. Sorry.
Oh.
What? How did you get a hold of your friend's poop?
Well, I didn't try and
put his hands out underneath him.
What the heck?
Do you want to hear that story?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Not on a toy stream.
No, yeah,
Okay.
not on this stream.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we didn't have that many toys, so it's technically a
Okay,
toy
okay,
stream.
stop.
Oh, what's going on,
Biden
Pacific
does that all the time.
414? What's going on, Pacific 414? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Monotony is also in the house. What's up, Tony,
What's up, Tony?
man? Godzillionaire also in the house. What's up, Godzillionaire? Guys, you didn't see the beginning. I already showed off the Master Splinter from NECA. Absolutely a 10 out of 10. Like one of the best figures that I've reviewed from NECA in the entirety of all the figures that I collected. And there's been quite a few good ones, but this one hit all the notes that I was hoping that it would hit. And it far surpassed them because I wasn't expecting, especially with the Mouser Jordan, I figured it was just going to be a stationary figure. I did not expect the legs to move, the mouth to move, and have articulation.
Yeah, he looked freaking great. That little Mouser Droid. I really like that. I did a review too today that I'd say it's a 10 out of 10 as well, or just shy of 10. I have one gripe, but it was a common gripe that I have with figures that are supposed to, you know, the characters can fly. There was no flight stand, but other than that, holy crap, this thing jaw dropping. Should we show it or
show it?
All right,
do it.
Hold on. You guys gonna love it. It's back before Disney went woke and complete trash. So it was the last good series that they did in the late 90s, Gargoyles. I got my hands on a Steel Clan robot. Now, I did pass on Brooklyn. I saw him in the comic shop one time. And again, it was too rich for my blood at the moment. I had to make a couple more sales and things. And I'm like, damn it, I'll get him next time. And then I didn't see him anymore. But this guy, I saw in the stores, and I'm like, I'm not sleeping on this. And I'm so happy that I picked it up because holy hell. This is a substantial figure. He's got a good size. He's got a good heft to him as well. And yeah, anyone who's a fan of the series, I believe this was like episode 5 or 6, where they kind of introduced the Steel Clan. Yeah, wow, these robots were awesome in the cartoon, and this figure captured all the details. The packaging's fantastic as well. Again, there's a whole bunch of them. There's one leader who's all in red, but that's your main villain of the series, Xanatos. He's wearing it like an Iron Man suit. And again, this is before the Iron Man movie came out, and they knew what they were doing. They had a good time with this series. But these are the other characters that some are available, some still aren't. But that's more of the ones that are coming to you soon. And here's the figure. Epic piece. I had no idea these things were out. I know the comic shops get them a little bit early, so when I saw them, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pull the trigger on it. We'll jump a little bit until I open them up here. Look at the details on this guy. Paint applications, that metallic kind of paint that they have, all the different types of it, just beautiful. He's got a wired tail as well, and the point that goes into the body actually has a hinge on it, so you have extra articulation there and swivel. Again, great range of motion with this thing. His head and neck, he's got like the ball joint with the dumbbell joint, so you could kind of pivot and move his head in any direction. Although when you put the wings on, that hair in the back limits the movement a little bit, but it isn't too bad. But yeah, he comes with a whole bunch of hands as well. There's like I think 8 hands in total. So there's the 2 on him and the other 6 that are in the packaging. But he comes with these flame accessories that you can put under the feet and on the backpack, like the jet pack. Which again, in the cartoon, I mean, that's how these guys, they were actually flying. The gargoyles don't fly; they glide in the cartoon. They can't just like flap their wings and get off the ground like that. They need height, which I thought was cool because it kind of limited them at certain parts in the series, which was really cool. But these things, yeah, they could just take off like jets. So very, very cool. Yeah, I got to get the Xanatos one as well. Yeah, if I see him, I will jump on that thing too.
I'm pretty sure that I'd seen him once in a store, but I only seen him once.
The Xanatos one?
I thought it was Xanatos. I mean, not unless I'm misremembering, because I see so many of these gargoyle figures out, and sometimes I see them early. Like, you know, when I was talking about the Splinter one, a lot of the other guys were talking about it wasn't supposed to be released till Friday, and I seen it a couple days ago when I picked up the Splinter, because it wasn't yesterday. I think it was released like the day before. So,
do I got to take a road trip up there? I mean,
yeah,
it sounds like your stores are pretty epic, man. Holy crap!
I know.
Shit. Well, let me hit a number or something. I need some extra cash. I'm gonna go donate some blood so I can buy toys. No, but yeah. Again, the wings on this thing, incredible as well. I like how they did it. Pretty damn sweet. But yeah, the articulation is so beautiful on this figure. Yeah, the shoulder pads go up. Although that's a weak point. That's a very tiny hinge. So just be careful for anyone who does pick this figure up. If you want to break it, just be mindful of that. Ball jointed shoulders, bicep rotation, double bend at the elbow, and he has like the swivel and hinge for the wrist. And I like with the wrist pegs what they did on this. It's attached to the hand, so when you swap them out, you're taking out the entire hand with the peg and just replacing it with a hand with a peg. So
and that's one of the things that I really like that NECA does with all their figures.
Yep,
is the whole peg comes out and it just makes it 10 times easier.
Yep, Sideshow toys, they do that as well. Not Hot Toys, but Sideshow toys, which I always just thought that was really cool. So maybe they got a page out of their book. But either way, like you said, NECA keeps stepping it up. You know, look at all the range of motion in his legs too. He's got like I guess where the foot would meet the like the ankle area. Like there's pivot there with the hinge. Same with the toe part. Yeah, beautiful stuff. Like these guys really killed it. And here he is with the wings on and everything. Again, really cool. It's kind of like a scissor effect, what they did, how you open and close the wings. But it's good. I really do like it. And then there's like a hinge where it goes into the body, and there's some swivel. So it's not a huge range of motion, but you don't need a lot of motion with that anyway, especially how they were in the cartoon, because it was just kind of they would fold up a little bit and then out. So they weren't really completely like compact, which was fine. Because again, it's just like your army of robot gargoyles essentially. And yeah, I mean,
so that hinge that's on the back for the wings that allows the wings to like fold backwards.
A little bit, yeah. It's because it's on an angle. Is like a slightly different way of articulating the figures. It's not as clear as you might think it is, because it kind of tilts since the wings are completely flat. But yeah, you can see it a little bit on some of the rotation or what I have here. But again, though, really killer. The paint job is so perfect on this thing, and I love that they did just like in the cartoon. He's got like the arm cannons that kind of lift up from the forearms, and you could swap them out with both the right and the left. You have cannons on both arms at the same time. And again, I love the subtle kind of poses you could do with them that is like perfect to the cartoon. Yeah, again, this freaking figure's a 10 out of 10. They just needed a flight stand. That's my main issue. It's something that was going to be, solid enough to hold up a heavy figure, but.
Well, I would say that would probably be a problem with a figure that big, because these gargoyle figures are huge. So, I mean, how big would the damn stand have to be, and how weighted would the stand have to be able to hold them up?
Well, you could do it in a way where it's got like those hinges in it. A lot of the Japanese figures, they have those, and you could actually tighten the screw a little bit too. So if things are a little bit on the heavier side, there's a way of working around it. It comes down to the engineering part of it, a little bit of trial and error. But yeah, you should be able to get something good, or at least a little bit of height. It doesn't even have to be that that big of like a height thing, just enough to kind of get them like floating off the ground a bit. But I mean, the good thing about these figures, though, with how heavy they are, the tails are excellent to keep them balanced. It's like like a tripod essentially. So that's a good thing for sure.
Wow.
But, again, I highly recommend the series. At least like the first 2 seasons. Holy crap! What a solid cartoon. And again,
I've never seen it. I need to check it out.
It might have been Greg Weisman, I think.
I'm trying to remember if that one is available on Tubi. I want to say it is, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. We should check it out. But it's really good. The movie that they did, it was like they broke it up into 4 parts. The original kind of airing of the cartoon. But highly recommend it. Animation's fantastic. You got Keith David does the voice of Goliath. Ed Asner is Hudson. Like, you have some, really, really good talent on that series. And the dude who plays Xanatos is the one from Star Trek: The Next Generation. The dude with the beard, Jonathan
Frakes.
Yeah, excellent. And Damona, she was on there too. The actress. His love interest on the show.
Troy. Right? Was Troy?
Yeah, Dr. Troy.
Yeah, no, Deanna Troy.
Deanna Troy.
Yeah, she was that counselor. I forget the actress name.
Marina Sirtis.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Godzillionaire.
Yeah, Marina Sirtis. Yeah, she's the one who plays Damona. So yeah,
she's turned into a twat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, has she?
Yeah,
that sucks. Well, anyway, but back then they were keeping all that stuff. It was more private. They weren't open about all that ridiculous horseshit that they're doing now. But it does not hurt the series. That series was gold. Excellent stuff.
No problem. Underrated Destroyer. Thank you for stopping in, man. I hope that you had a good time, and stay on the lookout for when the BattleBot lives are going to happen again. I got to see how everything plays out, because there is a possibility that YouTube may be taking my channel down. So let's see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm going to play it by ear. Yeah, it's always a game with these people. Them and all their stupid audio copyright claims and now strikes that they want to implement on me, because they can't be bothered with taking care of their business. They leave it up to other people, especially the claimants. Fucking pricks.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude.
But Godzillionaire, he says he still has his OG gargoyle figures from the 90s.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. The chick who rung me up at the store, she goes, "Oh, she saw the gargoyle." She goes, "Oh, I still have the original. He explodes." I'm like, "Yeah, I remember that."
I appreciate that. Hopefully, I can get it worked out and trying to get it situated and fixed. I mean, I'm paying for a service for music. I should be able to use it. Mm-hmm. Pay attention, YouTube.
Right.
Yep.
Fingers crossed.
Soul Assassin as well. Yeah, I still have my old gargoyle figures. The gargoyle gym bag in storage. Nice.
Excellent.
So I got another figure here. I mean, technically, I guess I'm being progressive with this one, because it is that time in a month. But yeah, we got this.
I've stated many times before, all the Gremlins figures that I've been collecting for NECA, and almost this entire box is filled with Gremlins figures, so you see a few of the ones on the top. Just recently did a review on Greta, and we just got another one in. We're getting ready for Gremlins, ain't we, Stripe? That's right, we got the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Ultimate Greta in the wedding dress. Absolutely hilarious. There isn't a whole lot that comes with one, a couple extra hands, the bouquet, and that's about it with the big giant wedding dress. But another cool addition to the Gremlins 2 lineup and regular Gremlins that I have sitting here going on. Oh man, can't wait to get this one and review this one too. Along with the Tattoo Gremlins, the Demolition Gremlins, and all the other ones that I got sitting here.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, I was actually really shocked at the price that I was able to get that one for, because everybody else was selling that damn thing for over 70 some odd dollars, and I managed to get it for damn near the regular price that you would see in the store, right around that. It was like, I think this one was about 38 or 39, so it was only $5 over store prices.
That's pretty damn good, man. That's a steal.
It is another company I'd never heard of. I just ran into them by accident, and they happened to have that on there because they said, "Oh, well, it's damaged box," and the damage to the box was so minor. It was almost like, I guess they felt like they still had to put it on anyway, because some of these collectors get like. Look, I don't want to see my box like mangled, but at the same time, if there's a small crease on it here or there, I am not going to cry about it, because I'm going to be opening it up because I want to see what these figures look like. I want to see what kind of poses they can get to. Eventually, I'd like to have a bunch of them sitting up on the shelf all posed up, have them all lined up on the dashboard of my shit. That's what I want to do with my figures. And, having them in the box and just like sitting them on a wall is nice for some people, but no, I want to get these things out and see what they can do. Because what's the point of collecting these things if you're not even going to like check them out and play with them just a little bit? Just a little bit.
That's my philosophy. I don't understand collecting them if you're not going to open them. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, I guess if you're really like looking for investing in them, like if you want to keep the value, like if you think the value is going to go up, I don't know. I need to see the toy. I need to take it out and put it on my shelf.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
No, I seen Dig Outlaw was in the house. He said he was hanging. He was lurking for a while, but he's got to go. Thanks for stopping in, Doc. I hope that you have a good one.
Yeah, have a great night, Doc.
Lion Ratton also in the house, that gremlin girl, right? I know some people might be a little bit put off by that. Oh my God, that's like what? That's like, this was back in the time when that shit was just hilarious and it was just funny, and it wasn't really pushing an agenda. It was just there for giggles.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
She looked like Jennifer Lopez.
Wait a minute. Wouldn't that be Jennifer Lawrence, because she was probably the first gremlin?
She was the first everything.
Time Prophet said he got a box from Amazon yesterday and it was all smashed up. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. That shit happens. And those companies, they drive me nuts. I've seen whatever last one of them. USPS, UPS, FedEx, you name it. Every single one of them is capable of destroying your damn shit when it gets delivered.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence, it was, she's first at everything. So she took my virginity.
Whatever.
You poor guy.
What were we going to say, Trina?
I was looking at Soul Assassin's comment about keeping the boxes. I have all the empty boxes in a box in the attic. Yeah, I don't throw the boxes out because I figure, someday I won't be around anymore, and maybe my kids will want to sell them or something. So they get the boxes if they want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's something about with me and what's going on, Curtis, man. I hope that you were doing well, man. Keep it up with that tree wall stuff that you were messing with, man. Hey, got to find solutions for some of this stuff, and if you can find it in a store that sells it cheap, why not, man? If it works, it works. But a lot of times with a lot of the boxes that come with some of these figures, some of the artwork on them is so amazing that I can't even imagine throwing them away. And it's the same thing with the Master Splinter that I started to show off with the box artwork that's on that thing. Mm-hmm. It is truly amazing. See, I thought that they just pulled the images directly from the comic. That's not exactly what they did. So even though all the images on those boxes for the Eastman and Laird are inspired by the comic, it turns out that it was either Kevin Eastman or Peter Laird actually redrew those things for the box artwork.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That is cool.
Yeah, so they went over their old work and they redrew the stuff for the box art for these NECA figures. And that right there, to me, that warrants that I'm going to keep those boxes every single time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough though. I remember that I used to work with that guy from NECA. His name's Randy, and he used to say it too. He had so many figures because he collected everything from when he was a kid, and he tried to keep every single box. He said that his old room that his parents because they still had their home was completely full, and they kept yelling at him to get over there and take all of his shit. Because it became like a storage room, and they like, no, we need our room back. Take all your crap. He had shit in storage. It was like, he's a serious collector. That's how you know like why NECA is doing such great quality stuff, because there's someone who's actually a fan of this type of stuff, and that's a good thing. It's most people will be like, I make toys. I don't buy toys. I don't like toys. Well, that's why your figures suck. It's like
that's because he likes can. Now, if he was making a figure of a can of tuna, I bet it would look good.
Yeah, right.
There's always room for a tuna joke when it comes to that guy.
Oh shit, it's ridiculous. It's the reason why his figures suck.
But yeah, I mean, there's so many really cool figures that are out there right now that I've been looking at, and I know I'm waiting to see what else they're going to be coming out with it as far as Gremlins. And then the other one we were talking about before was Jada Toys and some of the stuff they're doing with the Street Fighter. I did pick up that Ryu. I got the Ryu figure. He looks pretty damn cool. I had to exchange the one because he was missing his stand for his Hadoken ball.
Right.
So I took it back, and I wound up. They had a few more sitting in the back, luckily, so I was able to pick up another Ryu. No more Fei Longs though. That Fei Long that I managed to snag for you was the last one that I've seen in weeks now.
Wow.
And
still
that was
Chun-Li?
like no Chun-Li, because that was like 2 weeks ago. I picked that up for you, right? Was that 2 weeks ago? I think it was
like a week and a half, something like that.
Yeah. So that last time when I found them, and I'd seen them in 2 different stores, no more, all gone. All they got left is Ryu.
Damn. Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
I'm imagining whatever Chun-Li's that these stores probably do get, they're probably flying off the shelf the minute that they put them down.
Oh, I believe it. She's a fan favorite. She's always been a fan favorite. Any figure that they ever make of her, like if you have one, something in packaging, whatever, you could probably get some good money for it. But I think Big Bad Toy Store. It looks like they have an estimated arrival for them is going to be in September for her. But again, like I know these things are out. You've seen them, but again, your store gets stuff early. I haven't seen like the majority of the stuff that you pick up. Like I won't see them until a couple months later if I do.
I know. His stores he gets stuff that my stores never even get.
Yep.
How is that even possible?
I just get fortunate somehow. I mean, somehow I get fortunate, but that kind of stuff it's a shame that fortune won't spill over to everything else.
And meanwhile in Norway, we don't get shit.
Well, you chose to live in a third world country.
I was born in Norway. It was not my choice.
He was born on a pirate ship.
I hear you. I hear you, Soul Assassin. I'm pretty sure I crossed that line a long time ago.
To be fair, though, I'm not the one who lives in a banana republic.
Yeah, for real.
This is true.
It is also
Yep.
true.
But would you get bananas?
It's all
Soul
bananas at this point.
Assassin asks, you all see the samurai turtles from NECA?
I think I did. I think I
Samurai
did see those.
You know what? I am getting a toy.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Batteries included?
Yeah, that too. Well, I hope so. It's a Mara Jade action figure. I bought it before I quit Star Wars, basically.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, I see the Black Series one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen
Well,
photos of that
man,
thing.
nice.
She does look really good. They did a nice job on that piece.
Oh, we were talking about them before, and some of the ones that they were doing from the old Marvel comics, like what was his name? Jackson? No.
Yeah, Jackson the rabbit.
Yeah, it is Jackson. Yeah, I'd seen that one when I was at an FYI or FYE rather, and holy shit, that thing looked fantastic. It, like ripped right from the pages of the comic, man. I was really impressed, and if it wasn't for the Disney logo and them getting money, I probably would have bought it. At Time Profit, how much am I leaving to the pigs? The pigs get everything at any given time. They get everything. The wife goes out in the street, and the pigs take over the house. Soul Assassin says, I wish NECA got the Mortal Kombat license. It'd be a lot better than McFarlane. Damn right.
Yeah, I think McFarlane dropped the ball on those things. I have a couple of them that do look pretty cool, but I didn't want to get any more of them because it's like he picked designs that aren't even good. People want like the original designs of them, and they didn't do them. It's like, okay. And he had shown photos of them originally. Like they have like the classic Scorpion Sub-Zero. He never released it. So, okay, so what are you doing? You know, like I think it was the Mortal Kombat 10s that he had, and the design sucked on a lot of those.
I only want the Mortal Kombat women.
Yeah.
So I could have them on my shelf and pretend that I've shrunk the actual person and that they're there to be banged by me whenever I wish.
He wants to manhandle them.
Yep.
That's strange.
Time Profit also brings up there's no Biden in Norway. That is also true.
Yeah.
Soul Assassin, guys, Tommy's lying. Everything falls off the back of the truck, especially when the ropes and doors have been nibbled.
You're not wrong.
Hey, what's up, Slasher?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey,
What up?
Slasher.
Hey,
What
buddy.
up?
What are you doing?
Nelson Psychopath. I saw a video of a Florida man in a wheelchair beating up a 5-year-old for Transformer figures at Walmart. Was that you?
Hell.
No, that was not me. I am not in a wheelchair. But what you didn't hear about that story is the guy in the wheelchair got beat up and it got taken away from him. That was me.
Well, if he's in a wheelchair, he's probably like a Transformer hybrid. He's like stuck between transformations. And he was protecting his friends from kidnapping.
Hang on, sorry. Put my headphones in. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. What's good? I didn't even know you were streaming tonight.
Yeah. Thursday night, man. Unless something really bad is happening, we're usually streaming. Tommy in disguise. Yeah, we start off the show. I was showing the NECA Splinter from Eastman and Laird. Amazing. A full 10 out of 10 for me. Just truly amazing. I mean, if you have a chance, like check out the very beginning and check that out, and then check out the gargoyle figure that Vinnie had showed.
Yeah.
The gargoyles, the cartoon from the cartoon.
Yeah. He's got the new version of Titanium Gargoyle.
Yeah, the
amazing
steel,
looking figure.
The Steel Clan.
Steel.
The robots.
Steel.
Yeah. Yeah, really cool. I got lucky. I found them at a comic book shop. So yeah, it looks like they had them early. But yeah, I wasn't gonna sleep on it. I missed out on Brooklyn, and that pissed me off. So yeah.
Didn't the guy in the wheelchair go to the Fountain of Youth and get a new set of wheels? Transformers guys in disguise.
After they beat him up, right? He had to retire.
Oh, that's really putting a new spin on the situation.
Yeah.
We need to have like a button that just it's the sound of crickets.
So I've already mentioned something that I really thought was a 10 out of 10 and really hit all the marks. Vinny has already talked about something that really hit all the marks. I want to talk about one of the things that I've seen on the toy shelves that just absolutely irritates the shit out of me. And this is part of the reason why I've stepped away from Hasbro. And guys, let me tell you what, I've actually seen the crap that Hasbro's been putting out there for the Rise of the Beast, and I've talked about it numerous times. What absolute pieces of shit dollar store looking toys that they're putting out in the shelves for kids to collect. And anybody says, well, they're for kids, so you're saying that you don't think kids should be able to get really good quality looking toys and they should get trashed that looks like it's play school? Give me a break. It's absolute garbage. Hasbro has proven over and over again that they can make good toys when they want to be bothered to make good toys. And they are actually making a few, and this is what pisses me off with all the garbage they're putting out and a lot of the agenda garbage spin that they were putting on stuff. They are putting some more G1 and 86 movie inspired figures out there. They're actually putting out Snarl from the Dinobots now. It looks good. Doesn't look as good as Grimlock, Slag, and Sludge. But it looks decent. It looks decent. Then they're also doing a couple of army builder packs with multitudes of figures in them that look really good. And they're doing a 2-pack from 86 movie of Ironhide and Prowl, both with battle damage that they sustained in the beginning film. So Ironhide's got the big blown out chest and Prowl's got all the blast marks on his chest where he got wiped out. Really good looking figures, and it really pissed me off. But there is a small ray of hope to these because some of them are Target exclusives and the other ones are Amazon exclusives. So they're not Walmart. So if you are still interested in getting those things, you should be able to find them. But the trash that they put out, well, let's get into some of the stuff from one of their newer releases. Marvel.
Wow. This is just horrible looking. Camera angle is not stretched out at all. That's just how absolutely stupid these figures look. Like, what the hell is that? Spike head Spider-Man? What is this garbage? A $20.99. Regular weird looking anorexic Spider-Man? Like a stupid Spot character. This is bad. And their big Titan ones don't look much better. Just sad looking stuff. And they still have something from the classic Dungeons and Dragons. Avenger and the Dungeon Master.
Yeah, those figures are terrible.
You know what those remind me of? Those look like those bendy toys. You know, like Gumby.
Why did they make the Miles Morales one as anorexic looking as possible?
Yeah, it looks awful.
Yeah, they're really bad. You're right.
I've seen bootlegs from flea markets that look better.
Yeah.
Is that Slender Man?
They're like $2 toys. They're terrible.
It's like under each mask is Dylan Mullaney.
Yeah. Holy hell. Terrible.
I mean, one of them was so skinny though that if he eats 10 peas, he's gonna look like an abacus. I mean, the guy could use a straw as a sleeping bag.
Oh, geez, Nelson, you're breaking my balls again. I literally brought back other shit to the store. So like, I don't have room, but like something like that gargoyle thing, yeah, I ain't sleeping on that. Oh shit!
It's about priorities, Nelson.
Right now, yeah.
Vegan Spider-Man.
So I want to talk about the absolute crap that Hasbro is putting out right there with those Marvel figures. They look absolutely shit. You're right. You are absolutely right.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Because it is good. I swear, everybody in Hasbro must be on cocaine to put out figures that look like that. And if you look at the Dungeons and Dragons, which by the way, they're not selling because for whatever reason, I guess because maybe people had enough of the pandering bullshit that TSR is doing, and they refuse to even purchase the old school stuff. Those don't look half bad. They don't look half bad, but they're not selling because of your agenda crap. When are you going to figure this out, Hasbro?
Nobody's gonna buy the Dungeon Master guy if he's a homo.
I know Spikehead Spider-Man was his like Punk Spider-Man or whatever it's called. Just, give me a break. Fucking Spider-Man of different colors. Get the fuck out.
You know what it is? It's like because that art style, it's like superheroes who are all like quadruple vaxxed.
Yeah. Spider-Man, when the vax hits you hard.
What's their obsession with this fucking Spot character recently too? Why is this guy?
I don't know.
He's making a new appearance.
He's been a shit character in the books. I've only seen like one story that he was kind of entertaining in, but other than that,
well, wait a minute. Is it the guy that throws a spot?
Yeah.
And jumps into them? Yeah, I had a comic with him in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dalmatian man.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, he's like they're reviving him, and he's making a comeback. I guess.
Great. Let's shit all over the Punisher and bring back this useless fucking character.
Right.
We have to be as soy as possible.
Apparently.
That's because they soy as fuck.
But don't worry, everyone. Don't worry, everyone. Isom just saved the world because it made less than $1 million or around $1 million. So everything's saved in the indie sphere. He replaced Spider-Man, everyone.
Vinny, Nelson says you're breaking your mother's heart over here. Say it like a New Yorker.
You're breaking my fucking balls over here.
Oh no!
Slasher, how do they say that with the Brooklyn accent?
Oh, I'm not from Brooklyn, so.
Well, tell them how they say it with the Bronx accent. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here!
I feel like I'm at home again.
Soul Assassin says, I heard.
Who ate all the fucking gabagool? Oh!
Put him in the bathroom. I heard TSR. He said, I heard TSR file Chapter 7 from Clownfish video.
Oh, wow.
Well, considering that TSR is part of Hasbro, that means Hasbro filed Chapter 7 on one of their brands.
Oh.
TSR is still... They sold out to Hasbro?
TSR? Hasbro owns the rights.
What's that short for? What's TSR?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I forget what it is, but that was the original owners of the Dungeons and Dragons and everything. That was TSR.
Oh, okay.
I forget what the initial stood for. It's been so long. I guarantee somebody in the chat probably remembers it. Bring back Snowflame Hero powered by cocaine.
Oh yeah, the cocaine supervillain. Yeah.
All right, take care, Nelson.
Have a good night, brother.
Good night, Nelson.
No monsters in Ohio. Miles Morales versus the mailbox. I remember people talking about that one. You know what we do have? We got something special in the chat. I like this one. This is my favorite so far tonight.
What car is that coming up? Creep. Drive by.
So from the Time Prophet, yes, Spider-Man, Make-A-Wish Foundation. Because that's what it felt like. It felt like the Make-A-Wish Foundation Spider-Man. Like, those things are horrible. Like, I couldn't explain it any other way than anorexic Spider-Man, because that thing looked like if you move the arms, they would snap off.
Terrible.
Spider-Man versus the mall man. It's just horrible. And, you know, like, once again, you go look at the D&D figures that they put out. The Avenger and the Dungeon Master figure and that 2-pack that they had there with the extras, they don't look half bad. They do not look half bad. And then you look at that garbage Spider-Man stuff, and I really don't care how the animation is done. If you make a figure look that stupid too, How do you sell that? I mean, how do you sell it? It's almost as bad as like Wakanda garbage that they put out. Those things are still sitting on the shelf. How long has it been since that thing has been out of the damn theaters?
Tommy, what kind of garbage? What kind of garbage?
Wakanda.
What kind of garbage you talking about?
Holy shit. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
I heard it too.
Holy shit.
My favorite comment so far is that Slenderman. That killed me.
That was a good one too.
Oh my god.
And what other villain did they have there? Prowler? The first villain was Prowler, right?
I wasn't sure who that was.
The purple
It
guy.
didn't. Yeah,
I think it was supposed to be Prowler. But they goofed all that shit anyway. And even that regular Spider-Man, he's not even in the movie like that. He should have been in a bathrobe with a baby attached to him. And he was like in like 2 minutes of the movie. It was so stupid. I didn't pay to see that thing. I got a link. I was hanging out with someone. You want to see him? Like, I guess I'm working anyway. What a colossal lump of shit. Much like the Flash thing. I didn't see that. I'm not going to see that. I put up the one clip. Hans Cock covered it. But every dumb fuck, they're running out there right now. And yeah, oh my god, the Flash movie. I saw it. I was in the front seat drinking off there in the front row. And now I'm gonna say how much I hated the movie. They sent me super chats. Of course, it was a piece of shit movie. And you just supported a pedophile, you creep.
So what kind of special bucket did they get in the theaters for the Flash movie? Is a microwave with a little baby in the bottom?
Probably.
No,
he literally
probably a
did that.
popcorn bucket with a hole at the bottom, right?
Yeah, that's the clip that Hans Cock has out there. You see the Flash sucking down a burrito. And I mean, it looks like he's giving head to it. It's disgusting. And then he throws the baby in a microwave. Movie of the year, folks.
They are going to try to put the spin on that thing.
Yeah, well, Michael Keaton. I got my member berries in my Michael Keaton.
Oh, and also CGI. Christopher Reeve shows up, right? I heard they threw
I saw
CGI
it still.
Christopher Reeve in there.
It looked bad. It looked really bad.
Did
But
they
don't worry,
really?
folks.
Helen
George Clooney's
Shaver's
back.
good.
Clooney's back. We don't have Henry Cavill. You don't have a manly Superman, but you got George Clooney back as Batman. Congratulations.
What? No Val Kilmer?
Yeah, I was gonna say this
He's going to be in a wheelchair, right?
should have a fight to the death. Clooney and Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
So stupid. The whole thing is stupid.
Yeah, they got to do Nick Cage as Superman.
Oh, they said he's in it. Yeah, he's in it. Henry Cavill's not in it, but that's in it.
Are you serious? They really
Yeah.
threw CGI Nick Cage in there. Oh
From
my
what
God.
I heard, yep. That's what they wanted to do. That's what they want to show.
So
People are dickheads.
it's basically a copy of the Spider-Man thing then that they did with all three Spider-Man.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
Just doing like member berries from all the old DC
Yeah.
movies, right?
Well, that's it. It's
Yeah.
Flash the way home, because if he goes home, he's going to get arrested by the FBI. The kid, the indigenous woman.
Quick, get the bat walking stick. That should come as an accessory.
Holy hell.
Oh, just horrendous. Just absolutely horrendous. Like, I just don't understand, number one, what Disney and Marvel are thinking, because obviously they're not. There's nothing but a loose ball rolling around there like an empty spray can at this point, and they just keep regurgitating the same bad ideas. And what the hell is Hasbro thinking by putting trash like this out on the shelf? I mean, their profits are already tanking. They're close to filing for bankruptcy as it is. Are they just like trying to finish themselves off at this juncture? I mean, seriously.
Phrasing.
Well, look at it this way. If Hasbro does go belly up, they're going to wind up selling off a lot of their properties. If somebody was to get all those properties, what could somebody do if they got the Transformers property? Like with Takara. Would Takara say, hey, we're taking back everything? And then you start actually getting like real good Transformers again. To Takara's like heading it up.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they split up these licenses, But I know, like on the comic book side of things, Robert Kirkman has G.I. Joe and Transformers now. Apparently, he released some crap called Void Rivals. That's the name of the Transformers book. Transformers isn't on it at all. It just says Void Rivals. I was thumbing through it in the store. I'm like, what the hell piece of shit is this? Because they had like a bunch of covers. I'm like, what is this? I went, oh, Skybound. That's Kirkman. I'm thumbing through, and it's like crap. It's just like a guy in a. It looked like what's his face? The Red Hood. You know, when Robin came back with the guns. It looked like that. Like he had a jacket on and a helmet, and then. And towards the end of it, I see like a giant robot come out of like this dirt or something like in outer space. And I'm like, that's Jetfire. What the hell is Jetfire doing in this piece of shit book? Isn't that a lawsuit? I turned the page and he said something about Cybertron. I'm like, well, this is a Transformers book. And then like they had the advertisement with Optimus Prime, I guess another book or some shit on the back. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is a Transformers book. It's a couple of stupid humans wearing masks or something. Like they look like they're robots or some nonsense. And then it's Jetfires in there. So there's literally 2 people and 1 robot in this entire 20-something page comic book. It looked like shit. And there's like 15 covers out there. I'm like, I'm passing on this. No, thank you.
Yeah, I hear you guys. It does seem like most of these companies are planning this shit out. And what's going on, Frankie? We did mention that. I hope you're doing well. Christopher Reeve's cameo in Flash. Like, this.
They don't have to do anything because people keep blindly supporting them anyway.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yep. Well, you saw the big YouTubers. These fandoms, they're complete shit. They literally cry nonstop. They bitch every time there's new information dropping about these movies. The trailers drop. They cry about the trailers, how bad it looks. Then they all go run out and watch it. So they give all their money to it, like on preview night, so they could be the first ones to talk about it on YouTube and cry and bitch some more. Guess what? You're part of the machine. You're part of the cycle. It's ridiculous.
Know what? Here's the part that really agitates me the most about some of those people, because they claim that they're big fans of all these franchises. Not once have I seen all these people that claim they're big fans of these franchises sit there with actual real merchandise and talk about what they like about it. They're all what they have 9 times out of 10 are just wall hangers, and that's it.
That's ridiculous, dude. And then all of them, they all cry that, oh, our entertainment's being destroyed. When there's a whole bunch of great indie creators out there that not one of these motherfuckers are supporting or talking about. The only one they're talking about is someone who's already famous for living on Glenn Beck's channel. I'm sorry. I think the guy's a hypocrite too. So, like, I do not understand any of the shit that's going on. These fandoms are all just pure trash at this point. And the people behind them.
I've noticed quite a few YouTubers will, whenever they're upset about this and that news, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah, huge fan of that franchise. They're going to destroy it, blah, blah, blah. You never see them actually talk about the franchise outside of videos and streams about it, though. You know? So if you're a huge fan of something, wouldn't you talk about it all the time?
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Papa Cotton had this thing where he was playing this game where he would actually take a drink every time I mentioned Transformers. He's probably listening right now. He's probably drunk off his ass because I mentioned it a few times already. But that's one of the franchises I always go back to because that was like one of my favorite growing up. I mean, shit. When that came out, is rebranded from the old Microchange and the Diaclone line, which I had a few of those when I was younger too, before they were Transformers. I was already sold because I already enjoyed all the stuff that was coming from Japan. So, I mean, I have a history with that stuff, and I've talked about that stuff nonstop to the point ad nauseum where I think I made people sick of hearing it. But I could sit there and go over details with it, and I could go over details back and forth with these other people that claim they're experts, and I will know some things more than they do. And it's not to take anything away from them, but maybe they're just not quite as long-term invested in it as I am. So I will put my knowledge against anybody any day of the week. But you get these people that claim they're fans, and once again, yeah, you're going right back to that thing that they have nothing to say about it other than, oh, I grew up with that. Oh, yeah, I love that. Oh, the messaging was great in that. Okay, what messaging? What are you talking about? What was so great? What made Optimus Prime such a good character from the original Transformers? Oh, well, it was his presence. No, it wasn't his presence. It was the way that he was a strong leader while he was also very how can I put it? He was almost caring in a way. He was able to take care of everybody around him. He was strong, but he was caring at the same time, and that was actually one of the aspects of the voice actor, Peter Cullen. Peter Cullen put that into Optimus Prime. Why? Because he was emulating his brother, who was a Vietnam vet. Yep. And his brother had told him, look, if you're going to be a hero, be a real hero. Be somebody who's strong, but who can also, show
strong enough to be strong enough to be kind, or strong enough to be caring, something along those lines.
Yep.
Told him. Yeah. And he goes, yeah, because it's important to have a leader that has those qualities, because it's crazy the shit that's out there and what they kind of push, because it's usually when they have these leaders before him, it was always like these over the top, almost egotistical type characters. And it would be too much. So to have like that voice of reason for everyone, like it made sense. And that's why Optimus was so beloved, But, a lot of these suits, they just don't get it. A lot of these people just don't really seem to understand it. But like the kids, they did. They understood it. They gravitated towards them. Because it's like almost like a fatherly figure type thing. Because look at all the other Autobots; they looked up to him. Like that's a well written character.
Would you agree if I said Optimus Prime is kind of John Wayne in robot form?
Oh yeah, that was one of the. It was his brother and John Wayne. That's how he got the voice.
Oh really?
Yep.
Time Prophet. Have a good night. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, have a great night, buddy.
I knew about the brother stuff, but I didn't know about the John Wayne thing. But that's just what I thought when I heard the voice, and also, I guess he succeeded then.
Oh, absolutely, because he did have him. He said he was a little more John Wayne like, but then like he kept hearing his brother's voice in his head when he went to go do the audition, so he just kind of blended the two, and that's where he came up with it. Pretty awesome.
That is awesome.
KSO, I hear you. I do believe that there are people that have actually infected and infiltrated a lot of these franchises and trying to get on the inside to destroy it from within. They're like aliens. They're like aliens, really, when you think about it, because they're injecting themselves into it, and they're bursting out of the chest of these franchises and destroying the damn thing completely.
Well, and again, there's liars all over the place. Like even in that indie sphere, everyone like they worship that one creep. They don't know the behind the scenes stuff, with the gay frog and all that. It's that person's a lefty, a hardcore lefty, and the tactics that they use are that of the lefties. Dogpiling people, blowing the dog whistle to hurt others. All this whisper network shit. Like there's so much that people aren't aware of. And then it's even how all that shit came to be, how that person got fired and everything else. So like everything that gets regurgitated and spit out has always been a fucking lie. And every time something falls back and he gets called out, he falls back on the they tried to stop conservatives. It's I was a Trump supporter. As soon as he lost the election, or they confirmed it, he completely turned his back on him. That's not a Trumper. That's not a MAGA person on any level. That's not even anyone who's right leaning. Because everyone who's right leaning, they were very upset over all this shit. How do you not mention a fucking word about that? It's please.
And the problem is with all these politics and all these people that are invading franchises and destroying from WoW. Who really suffers in the end? The actual fans. The actual fans of all these franchises. I'm going through it right now with Transformers. I am in a complete love-hate relationship with the Transformers now. I love the old stuff. I love the stuff that was, fairly recent before all the shit got injected into it. And now I'm at the point where I'm really despising Hasbro for what they're doing, and I hate what the Transformers look like. But as far as like this new movie, I mean, I know there's a few of our friends that said that they watched it and they thought it was okay. I've watched a couple other people talk about it, and they said the only redeeming quality is all the action that was in the movie. So, I mean, that's exactly what a Bayformer movie is. It's nothing but action with devoid of any kind of real script. Any kind of real personality for any of the characters involved in it. And then, of course, they destroy what all the characters originally were, and they make them something completely different, because that's what they do with every damn Bayformer movie. And once again, this falls back down to the fans of the franchise, because now, well, what do we have? What do we have? Because you're taking it away and you're replacing it with garbage. And then now all of a sudden you don't want to revisit the stuff that actually sold, the stuff that actually made you money, the stuff that brought you to the table. Now all of a sudden it's just not good enough anymore, because when they started bringing back all these G1 characters and reintroducing them during the Titans Return line, again, the toy line, and then some of the stuff that they were originally doing with IDW before they went belly up with all their ridiculous antics, they were starting to generate profit again. And they threw it all away on the altar of the woke fucking agenda. And it's just, it's beyond disappointing for those of us who were fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to just quit Star Wars because of, the shit, because eventually you can't unsee the crap, So it was slowly starting to erode my enjoyment of the old stuff.
Yeah,
why do you think there's all
that happened to me?
Yeah. Why do you think there's all these rumors too that they want to sell it back to Lucas or whatever? He's done with that shit, and he's too old.
He's 80. Come on.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. This is the reason why he sold it, because he's like, oh, I'm too old for this. I just want to count my money and raise my kids.
And I was actually trying to watch A New Hope a while ago, and I realized I don't care. It's just watching it just to watch it, and I was like, fuck this. So I packed away all my Star Wars stuff and put it in storage. And I mean, let's face it, the fandom is wrecked as well.
It is.
George, why, George? Why?
It's destroyed, and it's actually the problem is on both sides. You have the Disney shows and all that stupid, but the other side has gone full retard as well.
Yeah, I agree.
To be fair, I probably went full retard a few times too.
Yeah. No refund policy.
Yeah.
But you know what, Steve? I'm actually I'm in the same boat as you with a lot of this stuff, because I have tons of old Star Wars stuff sitting in the back from when I was a kid. So I've got like the Jawa play set, I've got the Cantina play set, I got the Droid Factory play set. I still have a few of the older figures, and then I've got all those Power of the Force figures, which I did show a few of those off. But then I've got all the stuff from the Phantom Menace and I think Attack of the Clones. I got all those figures. I could be showing all those figures off, but I cannot bring myself to actually bring those figures out and show them off at this point, because I'm so disenfranchised now with everything that Disney has done with that damn with the whole of Star Wars at this point. Like everything they've done with it, from everything they've done with a lot of the garbage stuff that they've been putting out there with these shows and the destruction of the characters, and even some of the actors talking trash to some of the fans. I just cannot even bring myself to talk about those things anymore. It really is sad when you've actually gone so far that people didn't even talk about the stuff from their childhood and the stuff that they truly enjoyed. Like, where has it really gone with all that stuff when you've done that to fans?
You also have YouTubers attacking their fans and supporters as well for, because the bar for being a shill got lowered extremely low. If you're watching Return of the Jedi, George Lucas movie in the cinema, you're a shill. And I'm like, yes, you're giving Disney a little bit of money, but you're also supporting a George Lucas movie. It's not like it's The Last Jedi, is it?
Well, technically, wouldn't you be telling Disney this is the kind of stuff that you want to see? I mean, technically, not that Disney is listening, but they would see, okay, maybe we should have leaned in a different direction. Because, I mean, once again, you're not for all the people out there that are still beating the gong of it's Kathleen Kennedy, it's Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh, God.
It's not Kathleen Kennedy. It's the board of directors. It's the people that are in charge of Disney that are making these decisions because shit rolls downhill. And of course, who's the shit landing on at the end, and everybody's going to point the finger to. It's going to be Kathleen Kennedy because she's in charge of Lucasfilm, but she's not the one making these decisions. These things are above that coffee maker.
That's why they keep...
at least Disney is paying for destroying Star Wars now. Yeah, they are suffering. I'm sorry, Vinnie, go ahead.
No, but that's the reason, like you said, they need someone to blame. That's the reason why she stayed there. If these morons didn't attack her like they did, she would have been shit canned. Be like, oh, you know what? This is perfect. She's taking on everything, and she doesn't care because she's not paying attention anyway, and we're paying her millions. So screw it. Yeah, you stay there. Do what you want to do.
I've been on a pile of Star Wars streams where we're talking about the old EU or whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. And you see a lot of people in the chat, cheering us on, and yes, real Star Wars. This is what we want. 30 minutes after the stream, the same people are in other streams on other channels saying that, I'm going to give the High Republic a chance. It looks good. And I'm thinking, that's not what you said 30 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. So Disney, the reason Disney isn't changing a damn thing is because even the critics are paying for their shit anyway.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's exactly it. That's why I said these fandoms are so fake. I couldn't sit on panels with any of these people anymore. They were just turning my stomach. I was on a handful of them. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same deal. It's like, well, you guys are all hypocrites. You're all full of shit, and you're just repeating the same narrative over and over. Like you said,
it's like
both sides of the problem. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like, we need to boycott Disney, and then like 3 weeks later, come watch my review of Kenobi season 1, episode 1. We're gonna discuss it. Like,
exactly.
I thought you were boycotting.
Mm-hmm.
So they only boycott between shows when there's nothing to boycott anyway.
Hey there, hello, Bad Take Bojan. She adds, at least my bad takes are consistent. Even if no one attacked Kathleen Kennedy, they would never fire her. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. Well, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't fucking matter. It's the problem is the people who are watching this shit. It's the same people. Yeah. They cry about it and then they run to the theater. They're the first ones there with their R2D2 special edition buckets jerking off on one another. It's disgusting.
Yeah, remember the Stand with Gina Carano thing?
Oh, please.
I saw one big YouTuber go like, we need to stand with Gina Carano. It's horrible. 3 days later, I got some cute Baby Yoda PJs. Look at me. I'm like, okay, that was you're standing with Gina.
Yeah, all right. Hold on 1 second. We got somebody who unfortunately has got to take off.
And that all day long, I put up a dog's ass. Just bang, bang, bang up his ass. That's my pleasure.
Now, Trina, let them know what you got going on.
Well, thanks for having me on. This was a really fun stream, and good to see everybody in the chat as well. When I'm not on with Vinnie or Tommy, I'm on my channel at Real Horror, REEL, and next Wednesday we'll be reviewing Fright Night, the original, and then the remake. I think it was 2011. But yeah, so those two movies, next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of the stream and hope you all have a good night.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. And you have a good night as well.
Yeah, you too.
Have a great night. Yeah.
Good night.
Baby Yoda PJs.
I'm not kidding about that.
Oh no, I believe you. I think there's a reason why you don't see Gina Carano around anymore anyway either. Because most of the people who stood with her, like you said, they all did that. Every last one of them.
The motherfucker around the block for me has a fucking license plate that says Baby Yoda.
Soul Sassa said this earlier. Stig triggered most of the Ahsoka fans on Twitter. That's an achievement.
20,000 comments and shit. That one time, death threats and blah blah blah.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you, Soul Assassin.
It's nuts. I don't know, dude. It's
It's crazy. But I want to get back into talking about something that's actually fun again. So I want to talk about some more of the toys that I've seen. And once again, I'm going back to NECA because NECA, for me, they've been knocking out of the park. So with the Eastman and Laird stuff that they were doing, like I said, I got Splinter, I seen Shredder battle damage version, I seen the Foot Soldier. Absolutely amazing looking figures. They've also got another one it's either already out or it's coming out. So they've got the 4 turtles. So you know how they kind of looked a little bit like gangly in the original, like maybe about 4 or 5 books of Eastman and Laird's turtles.
Yeah, with
where
the
they kind of like
the long necks and the little,
long necks and the thinner legs.
Well,
You know how later on in that run, like somewhere around like issue 5 or so, they started to get a little bit thicker and a little bit more muscular. That's what NECA is releasing. They're releasing a 4-pack of the turtles with the standard red bandanas, full color, and with the weapons and everything. Amazing looking set, but once again, it's 4 of those turtles in one big giant box.
Wow.
The cost of that thing is probably going to be ridiculous, but I mean, it's something I would like to get. I just don't know how I'm going to get it because of that price tag that's going to be associated with that. But then they look amazing. I seen somebody that got like an early release of it, and holy shit, that they look fantastic.
That's cool.
I mean,
with all the franchises getting fucked up, and eventually nostalgia turns into necrophilia. Not a good thing, but I think the best advice you can give anyone is just put it aside and find something else that's not fucked up. And just I mean, if you think about it, how many years do you want to bitch about Star Wars?
Well, that's exactly what I did, Steve. I mean, you will not find somebody that was more diehard fan of Transformers, but with all the garbage that Hasbro was doing with it, I had to push it aside, and then I focused more on something else that I enjoyed. And it's not to take it away and say, hey, I just completely hate that franchise. I still like that franchise, but I would like to see at least a return to the center with the franchise. If you can at least get back to the center where they're not leaning in either direction and just providing you with a good product and a good quality product that represents a lot of the stuff that made the franchise great, you could probably get me back on board. But I just don't want to hear any more of your agenda politics shit in it. Leave it out. It doesn't need to be there.
But it's not only that. It's piss poor writing and piss poor acting, and the CGI is really bad now. Like, they really went so bottom of the barrel with all this shit. So it's not just that they're putting the woke crap in there. Sure, that's peppered in there, but it's like it's the same recipe. Look what they did to Indiana Jones. It's exactly what they did to Luke Skywalker and anything else that have the same people involved in them. They take a character who's supposed to be the head of the franchise or the symbol of hope, and they make him some kind of sad old man who has no body. Everyone left him, and they push everything onto the new female lead or the new female who's taking over that particular movie. It's the same bullshit. It's the same recipe. How many more times you got to see the same fucking thing before you understand? It's like, oh yeah, I keep hitting myself in the balls with a fucking hammer. Why am I still doing it?
Well, you know what? I've got a challenge for all those people that just keep going back and watching this garbage over and over again and expect a different result. So whatever franchise it is that you keep going back and you keep getting disappointed over, here's what I want you to do. I want you to turn your stove on. I want you to write the name of your franchise on that stove and just keep putting your hand on that stove and let me know how many times it takes you before you stop putting your hand on that stove. Or if you burn your hand completely off. Either way, it's up to you. I mean, because that's really what you were doing. You were bashing your head into a wall, expecting something to change when these companies are not going to change as long as you keep giving them money. You've got these companies got to be on the ropes before they're going to change their minds. And as far as Indiana Jones, I've seen it in the toy aisles with all the damn toys that are sitting there. Nobody's buying them. And it's not to say that some of the ones that they put out, like the 6-inch figures for Jones, look really good, but nobody's buying them. They're still just sitting there. Like, when do you ever recall a time when the major character of a movie or something like that, their figure is always sitting as a peg warmer on the shelves and they have to lower prices? I don't recall it.
By me, they only have the two. It's him with the white tuxedo on and Kazim. That's it. I've never seen any other figure there.
I still see all of them. I still see all of them in these stores, and like all the retro style figures, they're just peg warming too.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's buying them.
Yeah. Well, again, first of all, these things are too expensive. Second of all, most kids don't really give a shit about toys anymore. They really don't. I mean, Transformers for a while, but now the quality went completely out the window. They're like $2 baby toys, so nobody wants that shit. You know, like you said, they're trying to.
If you have a 6-figure set of something and each one of the figures is $30, do you really want to spend $30 for your kid to have each one of those 6 figures? That's that's asking a bit too much.
Yeah, that's exactly it. On top of it,
you know what though, the comics that they've obviously gone to shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the new stuff most likely is going to be complete crap. And I see a lot of people, complaining about that, and fine, but there's decades of good stuff. So instead of whining about the new stuff, why not just go back and collect the old, which is guaranteed good?
I'm in that boat. That's what I'd like to do.
Mm-hmm.
It really is that simple, though. Just if the way ahead is shit, turn around and go back.
Yeah. Or like I said, you could pivot to the side and actually look at some good creators. I'm putting out good stuff. I know Chris Fisk is. Red Gaze has. There are people who are working hard and they want to put out quality stuff. And we're being
crossing the finish line with Bonds too.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I think they're at the printers, but that's the thing. There's quality out there that we're being completely overlooked because you see the heads of these stupid movements they're the loudest. They're screaming the loudest. And it's the same bullshit over and over. So most of the people who are tired of it, they'll just walk away. You'll still have the cultists that follow that shit, but those numbers are getting smaller and smaller as well. It is kind of insane. Like, who's going to be waiting 6 years for a fucking comic book? Because that's what's happening with those other people. Or the ones who are big flash in the pan, they're writing off of the war, the culture war. The first books, if there's problems with them, there's critiques, and those creators can't handle the critiques, and then they fight with the fans, and then they wonder why they have a drop off. It's like none of this shit makes sense because no one knows how to be professional, no one knows how to act professional on any fucking level, and like I said, all the good ones, they're all falling to the wayside in favor of who's crying the loudest or who's the bigger celebrity on a fucking YouTube channel.
Wait a minute, so they attack customers?
Yeah, we've seen that.
Isn't that what they're accusing Marvel and Disney and everyone else of doing, though?
Absolutely. Okay. I've been saying it for the longest time. There's hypocrisy all over those circles, all over them. I said it before. The tactics that some of those people use, the stalking, all the whisper networks, all that shit. They do it worse than what they accuse the mainstream of doing. They do it way worse. It's really sad.
I wouldn't know that though, because I haven't backed any indie products because I simply can't because of the insane shipping cost to Norway.
Yeah,
and that's not the fault of any indie creator though. It's just
exactly. But there was an indie creator who had that kind of solved and had basically like an Amazon type shipping deal. And no one wanted to listen to that person. And instead, they became the martyr. They dogpiled that person, attacked them, and attacked their family instead. Isn't that funny? Why would they do that? Because they know what they're doing. They know that jacking up those prices, they get extra profit. And I'll move that around and move this around and blah blah blah. No, I'm that extra money for the Europeans. We're actually using it to do other stuff too over here. No, it's bullshit. It's smoke and mirrors, is what it is. Yeah, and they dox customers. The frog was caught twice doxing fucking customers and saying that he's happy to do it. Who wants to support indies when you see shit like that? Or, but my culture war.
Once again, the only people that are hurting are the fucker fans. The ones who are willing to put money out there. Because, we go out there and we pick up these, and I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's movies. I don't care if it's toys. comics. It doesn't matter what it is that you're going out to buy. You want to put your money down. You want to be able to get a product that you're going to be able to enjoy. That is the bottom line. That is it. I don't, we don't really care about everything else that is tied in with this. We don't care if you're preaching this, that, or the other thing. Keep it the hell out of the franchises that we're getting. Keep it the hell out of the toys, the games, the movies, the comics. Just keep it out. You can think whatever you want to think. Whatever twisted reality you want to live in it, go ahead and live in it. Just keep it out of all the franchises that all the fans are going to give you money. Because then, you know what? Everybody is happy at that point. You could sit there and you could piss and moan and drink your own shit or piss or whatever the hell do you want to do, cry and run around like a chicken with your head cut off, and you could still be happy doing that. At the same time, all the people that are invested in these franchises can get exactly what they're paying for and be happy as well. Why can't we have that? We used to have that before. We used to have that in the 80s. There was people pissing and moaning in the 80s. I mean, everybody thinks that it's like a new phenomenon. It was happening back then. But you know what? Those people actually kept to their side and kept it out of everything else for the most part. You rarely ever seen it, but it just got to this point where they felt like they had to infuse it in every single franchise and just destroy everything because they wanted everybody to be as miserable as they are.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing, right? It's because they have this need for attention. Everyone's a prostitute. Everyone's a whore. It's notice me, senpai. It's the whole fucking thing is that. And it really is sad. Like you said, I don't give a shit. There are politics that are bad on both sides. Why are you putting it into the product that you're pushing or it makes zero sense. It's not just the leftists, although that's the majority of that is poisoning things. But the ones on the right, they've gone overboard as well. People cry about this shit when they go, oh, yeah, well, I made a book about trans people, but I hate them. And blah, 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 blah. They do that shit, and then they wonder why they got canceled. It's like, why are you making a book on that? It makes zero sense. No one gives a shit, period. Everyone's sick of hearing these phrases over and over and over again. It is retarded. It truly is. How about you write a good story with good characters, whatever you want to put in there. If it's natural to the story, it's going to be fine. But if you're pushing shit, people will see when you're heavy-handed on things that you want to get your views across. That's why you're not supposed to do that shit. Write the characters, write the world that you're creating, and everything will flow naturally. And you can have a good story, you can have a lot of fun, and everyone will be pleased. Or most people will be pleased because you can never make everyone happy. But you know what? I think we could sum up the attitude of everything that we've talked about tonight already simply by talking about when we started talking about stuff that we've seen absolutely just wrecked, how agitated we all got to the point where Trina left. She left us because of it. No, I'm just joking. She's an old lady. She had to go to sleep. But when we started to show off, we were upbeat. We were happy because we're talking about things that were doing it right, things that didn't have anything injected in, no kind of politics. It was just good stuff. The Splinter figure, absolutely amazing. I was super excited about that. I have been excited about a figure from NECA like that much in a long time because, like I said, all the other figures I've got, tremendous. All the ones that I've gone through, almost every single one of them been really, really well done. This one just hit everything, and it was like brought me back to like, this is the comic book. This is what I grew up with. This is like the real story that was fun, with no garbage influencing it. You were talking about the gargoyle, about the steel gargoyle, and you could hear the excitement when you're talking about that. Why? Because this is stuff doesn't have anything infused in it. Once again, even though the gargoyles is Disney associated, it's not being pushed into the damn toy line or anything. They probably could. Luckily, they're not. But it's once again, here you go. Just put stuff out that people want, that you're not sitting there disrespecting them and talking down to them. And guess what? You are going to wind up reaping the rewards from it if you're willing to do it. The minute you start putting all the garbage in, everybody's going to start backing away and your franchise is going to lose money and nobody's happy. You're losing money. The customers are losing a franchise that they've loved for a long time, and everybody loses in this situation. Yep. That's exactly it, dude.
You know what I've noticed though? People screaming out, yeah, don't put politics into our stuff, right? Blah, blah, blah. They're perfectly fine, though, with politics they agree with being put in, or with celebrities they like speaking, politics that they agree with, right? But if it's a far lefty, it's a crime. I mean, you have to be consistent, though. if you want actors and actresses to shut up about politics, they need to shut up about the politics you agree with too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there are actors I completely turned away from because of that shit, you know,
Yeah.
or people who were attached to certain. It's more of a heavy topic, but yeah, I can't watch any of their shit. I don't want to watch any of their stuff. You know, the person who's in charge now of DC, same deal. That person, he put out so many horrible things about children, but consistently the creepiest, most disturbing fucking things, and people are looking the other way. He got fired because of that, and then DC picked them up, and then because DC picked them up, Marvel wanted him back. Then he did the shitty movie over there, and then got signed again for DC to head their whole division. And these morons are sitting there going like, yeah, no, he's a good guy. He makes good movies. Yeah. No, he doesn't. It's shit, you know, and you want to support that? Why would you support that? But these people, they don't know what a boycott is. They don't know what any of that type of stuff is. All they know how to do is follow the narrative and comply like the good little, you know, the good little special people, the trained SEALs that they are.
Well, once again, you're getting back to the difference between a real fan and somebody who just claims that they're a fan. And Stig coined it a long time ago now. They're franchise tourists. That's exactly what they are. They don't give a shit about these franchises. They only care enough about the franchise to be able to try to monetize it.
Right.
And another thing is, you know, when people just automatically pretend to be hyped up because, oh yeah, finally a new franchise movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's something called recency bias. Think about that term, recency bias.
Mm-hmm.
If it's recent, it has to be good because, wow, look at the shiny logo.
Yep. Well, I think it was also the lockdowns that trained people like that as well. Because it's like, okay, oh, finally something got released, and then everyone binge watches it together. You know.
I think this is a good place to start winding down the slasher. Was there any figures or anything you want to talk about before we get ready to get out of here?
Well, you're gonna wrap up, so I was gonna, you know, if I was gonna...
No, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Sure. All right.
Yeah, man.
Cool. Well, there's only 4 figures. They were all out of the box. Hold on one second. Let me just grab them. This is the Kenner line from 95, 96, I believe. 96. Called Total Justice. Anyone familiar with these ones? Anyone heard of them before? Total Justice?
They don't sound familiar.
I've heard of them before. I know right around that time was right around the time that I wasn't collecting as heavily.
Yeah, they were like it's like for some reason they started trying to make Justice League hyped up in the 90s. Like I remember they even made a Genesis like fighting game, like trying to hype up Justice League.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what they had planned or anything.
All right, now it's ringing a bell.
What, the Total Justice line?
Yeah, were they kind of like muscular looking figures?
Yep.
I think I do remember seeing them. Yeah.
All right. So, the Total Justice line. Here's Parallax.
Oh, yeah. I do remember these. Not bad. The sculpt work was pretty good on them.
Aquaman when he got his hand eaten by a piranha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was funny. My brother had a handle on one of DC's message boards. It was Aquaman's hand when we found out they took his hand.
Spiro.
Nice. Pretty cool.
And
These look awesome.
Yeah.
Hawkman with a mullet.
Yeah. You could tell like there's good detail that's put into these things. Like they were actually good sculptors that were working on them.
A lot of them came with these funky
like snap-on pieces.
Funky shit, yeah. Like Hawkman has this armor.
Yeah.
He's got these little grabbers.
That's cool.
Parallax got this. I don't want to launch this thing because I'm gonna end up breaking something or losing it. I got these little launcher toys.
Mm-hmm. I think I might have had that.
Yeah, this parallax.
Or someone gave it to me. Yeah, I had the thing in my hands, but I don't remember how I had it.
But the Spiro does this. He has like one of the superpowers type action.
Okay, neat.
Yeah, just like the old Masters of the Universe figures had that too.
Yeah,
that was the thing for a while for a lot of those figures.
That's it. I just had those 4. I want to pick up a couple more of them because there's only like 14 or 15 of these in a series.
That's pretty cool.
No, that's nice. See, once again, getting back to stuff that we enjoy, stuff that was done right, things that look, things that people were interested in collecting. And there's a big reason why the old collectible market always winds up going up in value. I mean, unless they were really shitty figures. But most of them always go up in value. Why? Because they were actually giving the fans something that they wanted to collect, something that they were interested in, something that actually holds up as opposed to some of the trash that they put out.
These ones actually they're not expensive at all with you. Like even in the package, like try to look for them on eBay. They're like $15 for figures from '96. I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think so.
Things that don't suck. Absolutely.
Right.
Well, I mean, look at the job that McFarlane did with the re-release of his superpowers. I mean, I just felt it was lackluster.
They look shitty.
It was not good, and he could put more time into making sure those things looked better than the original ones. He just didn't want to.
No. Yeah, he didn't care. He didn't give a rat's ass.
No, I also saw that they were supposed to do because they had a canceled line back in like 87. I think they canceled the Superpowers line, and then I remember reading when they were gonna put out the new Superpowers figures, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna give you the ones that you didn't get to have back in the day." But then I see Superman, and then I see Batman. I'm like, no, there were plenty of Superman and Batman figures. Like you couldn't go into the store when Superpowers was on the rack and not see a Superman and Batman figure.
That's not true. That is not true. We could not find Batman anywhere by me. Okay. No, he was impossible.
My toy store always had the Superman and Batman superpowers. They always had.
Yep, same with me. We've seen them all over the place.
Robin was the one stupid superpower they had everywhere. They could not. He was the peg warmer.
See, Lex Luthor was the peg warmer.
By
usually
you?
We're out, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The toy store in my.
Well, I think they've only done a few that they were supposed to. One of them is the Deathstroke, and I actually seen the Deathstroke doesn't look half bad.
Yeah, I saw Deathstroke and John Stewart, and those were 2 from the canceled line.
Yeah, the John Stewart one, I was like, it's all right. But I thought the Deathstroke one actually looked pretty decent compared to most of the other figures.
Right. I was referring to the original figures that they were the ones that were impossible to find.
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. The original ones back in the day.
Yeah, the original ones. Yeah, you couldn't really find many of them. It was tough. And then the super rare ones like Shazam, Captain Marvel,
the third series. Yeah, the third series. Cyborg goes for over $1,000.
Holy shit, that's crazy. Wow. Yeah, but those McFarlane ones, it's not good.
And you know what killed me is like within that was like the second wave, I think it was. They had the Batman Who Laughs. Like,
yeah, what the
really?
Fuck is that?
You're injecting a modern character into something that's supposed to be a retro line. Like, I'm sure there was a lot of people clamoring for that.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do a fucking Harley Quinn one while they're at it.
You just gave them an idea.
Yeah, I guess I did. Shame on me.
Yeah, that's going to be in the next wave. They'll have Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn because everybody was clamoring for it.
Will Smith as Deadshot. Please, let's have it.
They need to do a porn version and call it Hardly In and Headshot. 2 facials.
Bro, you don't think that there's Harley Quinn porn out there? Come on, man.
I'm pretty sure there is. Remember that
Awesome.
guy who did I think Lethal interviewed him. He did a Captain Marvel porn.
Brown.
And
Axel Braun, right? Axel Braun. He does all the parodies.
Yeah, probably. The costumes were better than in the actual movie, apparently.
Yeah, every time they put one of them out, they show the comparison of the costumes from the porno compared to the MCU movie. And yes, the foreign costumes look a million times better.
You know, it's funny. We talking mostly about toys on this show, and I ran across this somewhere when I was online searching for turtle figures. They had apparently put out turtle figures for a turtle porn parody.
10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes, they put out figures for that. I just seen that. I just laughed my ass off when I read the caption for it. I was like, oh my God, really? They went there?
The girl who played April O'Neil, her name is April O'Neil. Her porn name is April O'Neil.
Just absolutely hilarious. But guys, I think this is a good place to call it a night. And I think we had some fun early on. I think we got irritated about midway through the stream. And I think we're bringing it back to a point where we're actually laughing again. We're having a good time laughing at the ridiculous this is porn parodies and their toys. Who thought the stream would end there? But thank you to everybody that's been in the chat already. And we're going to hand it over to these guys, and they're going to let you know what they got going on. We're going to pop on with Vinnie. Vinnie, let them know what you got going on.
Yeah, dude. We should have a stream tomorrow night over on my channel. Yeah, I will probably continue some of this. What we were talking about before. Yeah, it should be still a good time. And I think Sunday we should still be doing a stream, but it's 18th. Yeah. This Sunday we'll still be doing a stream. The following Sunday I think we'll be on Draven's channel. But yeah, we should still be having some fun. You know, good times. And yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Much love to everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, Vinnie.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna pop over and we're gonna let Slasher let everybody know what you got going on.
Marvel, we will not let the Punisher die. Punisher fans will not let this character die. Go fuck yourselves, Marvel. I'm keeping the fucking talk about the Punisher going. I'm reviewing we're in the middle of reviewing all 3 Punisher movies. And next week is going to be Warzone. Fuck you, Marvel. You fuck the Punisher. Fuck yourselves.
Right, and we're going to be talking about, as far as we're concerned, the best version that they've ever done of the Punisher, because this is the one that's closest to the comics.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Guys, if you haven't subscribed to Slasher, make sure you do. His link is down in the description below. So is Vinnie. Even though Steeg doesn't really do anything on his channel, his is down there as well too. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Slasher.
Oh no. Just thanks for letting me come through and chill.
No, anytime. You're always welcome here. And then of course we got our buddy from the north, from the cold north. We got Steeg.
Hello. What was the question?
Oh, what do you got going on?
Oh, Teresa's channel on Saturday for the 3rd last book stream we're ever going to do, because we've been reviewing books chapter by chapter. This is the 10th book, so we're ending on a 10. So yeah, that's it. And like Tommy said, I don't do shit with my channel, so no point in subbing to me. But you know, go sub to Curtis in the chat. He's a good fellow.
All right, Curtis is a good fellow. Curtis has been around for a long time, and Curtis is an awesome supporter of a lot of different channels, man. Curtis doesn't always get the love that he deserves. Curtis, I know you got a wrench, man. Make sure you throw your channel into the chat. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's in the description down below. Soul Assassin, if you need his Slasher's link, look in the description. You'll find it in there. I'm positive.
Oh yeah, I don't have your stream up on YouTube, so I can't type anything right now. Sorry.
No worries. Steve, thanks for being here and hanging out, buddy.
Oh, thank you for having me on, and thank you to everyone on the panel and in the chat for being a great company as always.
That they absolutely are. Best chat on YouTube. You guys are amazing.
I do have one complaint though, that my poop snowball story got censored, but you know.
Trina did not want to hear that one. As far as myself, it's still doing the BattleBot stuff, getting ready for that tournament and the live event, which in the chance that YouTube takes my channel down, even if it's for a short amount of time, because of this stupid copyright strike that they're trying to hit me with, because they don't mediate, they just enforce. Yeah, way to show and tell me that you're nothing but a bunch of bootlicking Nazis by saying that we won't mediate anything, and it doesn't matter if the claimant's wrong or not. The claimant is always right in your opinion. You son of a bitches, you kiss my ass. But if my channel's still up, you're going to see me doing stuff as normally. If you don't see me for a while, it's because YouTube is put the axe down on the guinea pig. So we'll see where it goes. I'm going to fight them tooth and nail, and if they want to take me down, I'm going to go down swinging. I'm taking some teeth with me as I go down. But guys, thank you for being here. Remember, never let anybody tell what you can or can't say, what you should or should not think, because your compliance and your silence gives consent. And we here at the Guinea Pig Collective will fight every last step of the way. Have a good one, you all, and we will see you next time.
You better run, Mojito. You what? I thought you said don't move. That was before. Now, you run.